Hey, everybody, I'm Katie Darrell, and today we are at home and social with Paul Wahlberg, AKA Chef Paul of Wahlburgers fame. Yeah. Hey, dude, how's it going?
Fantastic. How are you?
Well, okay, I gotta admit, I was complaining before I even got onto our interview chat because I said, this guy's gonna make me hungry by the end of this interview. And darn him, I'm trying to keep it tight and right, but I know I'm gonna like get up and be like, oh, I gotta go find a cheeseburger.
I don't understand how that's my fault. You need to work on your will and your strength, and all of those things are important for each person to have.
Paul, you make me drool. All right, that's it. That's it. You just make me drool. I think
Oh,
about your food and everything. You
right.
just look so beautiful. Let's get into it. Let's talk about the Wahlburgers because this is a really great acquisition to AXS TV. People could tune in, watch the episodes. They can binge the episodes every Sunday night, and this is really fun. And it kind of was a surprising thing because you didn't start out wanting to make a reality show. You just wanted to make great food, right?
That's it. I've been a chef my whole life, and so for me, it's always about the food, the experience, and that type of thing, and working in restaurants. And always saw from a distance, watching Mark and Donnie and them kind of doing their things. And so for me to kind of get absorbed into that has been kind of an interesting experience, shall we say.
Well, Wahlburgers, the restaurant, launched in 2011, and the reality show kicked off around 2014.
Mhm.
How many times did you have people knocking on your door with the idea of, oh, this should be a reality show before you finally gave in and said, all right, let's do it?
Well, I think that there was discussions early on with like our partners and things like that, and then it just, well, maybe, and then it kind of was quiet,
Mhm.
and then it started to pick up momentum again, and kind of that thing because it's I don't see how it's interesting at all. I just go about my business. I feel like it's like for me, when I think about what it is I do, I just I'm a I'm a scrambler. So I'm always kind of
Mhm.
go, 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 go. And I have that energy level. I don't know how that's interesting for people, but people really gravitated towards a lot of it.
Yeah. Well, people love that fly on the wall feel,
Yep.
right? Did you find yourself when the cameras were rolling, minding your P's and Q's at any point?
Oh, absolutely. You're always kind of in that thing because you just at the same time, I was always kind of doing two things at once for me
Mhm.
because I'm working in the restaurant and trying to do that piece. And
Right.
so there are parts of it where it intersected very easily, then other parts of it where it's just like not everything is for everyone in terms of like what we do and trying to get from point A to point B. And so trying to really work through all of that. And again, it's not what I do. And you'll get it. It's hard when people say, okay, because a lot of it's based on what's happening in real time, and then some of it is based on other pieces that are going on at
Mhm.
different times, and you're trying to merge all of that together.
A lot of people know the Wahlberg name originally because of Donnie and Mark, and now there's Chef Paul and there's a restaurant, and this name has got to make your mom so proud. Like all the kids are so accomplished, and everyone, rightfully has done her well, don't you think?
Absolutely. And but her biggest concern was who we were as people.
Yeah.
That was her number one goal. And I'd like to tell people she beat all the right lessons into us.
Oh, she got that ruler, got the wooden
Oh,
spoon,
oh
right? I
yes,
grew up
yes,
with the fear of a wooden spoon in my
yeah,
household for sure. So the something really big and exciting happened recently. In about 2018, a Wahlburgers restaurant opened up in your hometown. What
yeah.
was that celebration like?
It was just for me, it was very satisfying because it was that, like I said, it's our hometown, and literally we lived at one point. We lived maybe half a mile away from that area, so we knew there. We were there all the
Mhm.
time. We knew the area, and it's great for me to be able to give people an opportunity to. I love what I do. I love to cook, and I love to make people happy. And so every opportunity I get to share that with people, it's amazing. And being able to show people what it means to cook and to do what we do. And there's that pride that you take in it, but our job is to make people happy. I don't cook for me, I cook for everyone else. And so trying to explain that to people, they're like, oh, what's your favorite thing to make? It's like, whatever people want, because that's what I do. And that's how I express myself, is making food for other people. And so having that restaurant there, and to be able to share it with the neighborhood we grew up in, the experiences that we had that kind of shaped all of the chaos in our lives, it's awesome. It really, really is.
When people tune into a reality show, obviously the first episode is always important because it sets up kind of the characters and the vibes and just the storyline. But that one aside, what's one of your favorite episodes? What should someone try and make sure that don't miss season 2, episode 3? What one did you love?
I can't tell you, but when I got to meet Bobby Orr. You know, Bobby Orr was like that iconic player, changed the game when we were kids. And I got to meet Bobby Orr. And I got to play golf with Bobby Orr. And I'm just like, oh my goodness. But that's like that oh my goodness moment. But what I really loved through all of it is having those interactions with my brothers and my mom, and really kind of sharing, because a lot of people don't get that, right? Because a lot of people may not work together. A lot of families may not work together. And so for me,
work together well.
Well, even that's debatable. So, but you have those moments where, like, and to watch, and really, there was lots of great moments in that show. There were lots of moments where, to see all of the different things that happened, and to watch the people's reactions and things like that. But I love to hear what people gravitate towards, especially with my mom. And they'll say, oh, your mom was just like my mom, and for these reasons, or, oh, we grew up the same way, it was all okay. Whatever those moments are, that's the stuff that I really enjoy in it. But each one has a special moment in it. And, watching my son skateboard and going to, like, doing these different experiences and being able to cook and remembering. I love watching it because I get to remember how it got to that moment. And sometimes there's a whole lot of chaos going on around it. And then it all got narrowed down to that very one moment that people got to see into. And they got to see the creative process of, how do you put an item gets on the menu? How do you interact with all of the guests and things like that? And so there's just lots of interesting parts to it. So I say probably, being able, as a kid, idolizing Bobby Orr, and being able to meet him, like wow, I was just blown away.
For those of you just tuning in, I'm Katie Darrell. He is Paul Wahlberg from the Wahlburgers TV show, which you can watch now on AXS TV every Sunday night. When you watch an episode, have you ever, because I do this, right? I'll be watching playback on a Top 10 Revealed or something. And halfway through the episode, I realize, like, I'm cringing at myself. Do you ever watch yourself and you're like, wait, I'm like on the edge of my seat, or I'm like doing something weird? Or can you just relax and be comfortable and watch yourself on camera? Or now am I in your head?
I'm trying to, every moment of every time I sit down and look at it, I am being critical of, like, oh my God, I sound this way, I sound that way, whatever it is. Because again, it's not a comfortable position for me. If I see myself cooking, I'm good, because I'm watching, like, I'm in my element and I'm in my rhythm. But for me, being in those positions, stuff like that, I'm a squirmer. Oh, it's horrible.
What are you into right now in terms of food? Because I know obviously in the culinary industry, there are certain ingredients and things that become fads, right? Remember the cranberry craze of 2000, right? Or elderflower 2 years ago. Like, it may not necessarily be on your menu, but what are you fiddling around with?
I think what we're trying, for me, it's always the emphasis on what can we make in the restaurant? What can we make in, what do people want? Because there's lots of times where I'm thinking, oh, this would be great. And you go through this whole project and you build this whole thing and nobody buys it. And then there's other times where you just you, in a pinch, you throw a couple of things together to get rid of them, and people just buy it off the shelves. So it's really hard to kind of, I'm trying to pickle a lot of things because I like pickles. So that's something that I always kind of fiddle with, and a lot of sauces. And I like heat. So for me, trying to make as spicy as I can get it. I'm doing a lot of, my son likes spice, so I'm doing like a lot of habaneros and things like that. I do that at home, and then try to
my language.
Then try to get it into the restaurants, because first I have to get it past me.
Yeah.
And what I think, because if I'm not comfortable with it, why would I want to kind of move it in a direction? Not saying that I'm the epitome of any taste or anything. It's just that people have to be able to identify to it.
Yeah.
And understand it, and instead of, because the customer is very clear. This is what we like. This isn't what we like. This is what we come here for. Please don't take away what we come here for.
Right. Oh, I know. Don't get me started on Taco Bell's menu and how they keep trying to screw with me.
Yeah.
Those people take away everything I like. No.
It happens, and there are times where people come up to me and said, "Oh, you used to sell this dish and it was unbelievable. We loved it." And I would have to tell them, you and 5 other people.
Yeah.
Because you would make it, you would make them, you would bring in something special in order to make it, and it just didn't go anywhere. But the people who loved it and could identify to it loved it. And we still have things from the original menu that people come up and say, "Oh my God, when are you going to bring that back?" And that, oh, I love that dish. You should have it on the menu. And I would say, you and 5 other people.
You, growing up, you worked at a lot of different culinary places before starting Wahlburgers, one of which was the Four Seasons, correct?
Yeah, I had a short stint at the Four Seasons in Boston.
Who's more picky, a Four Seasons customer or a Wahlburgers customer? Who's more of a pain in the butt?
Nobody's a pain in the butt, because it's really simple. What I love about what I do is people just tell you what they want.
Okay.
And it's your job to give it to them. Right. And so when you have that opportunity to try to make people happy, and all I want is information. What do you like? How can I make you happy is my mission. So we're going to have as much conversation about it as possible. If you want something special, tell me exactly what you like. And you'll hear from people and say, "Oh, these people are so particular." I said, "Yeah, but they like this, 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 and this." All you have to do is give it to them. And they're happy, and then they come back, because it's all about getting them to come back.
Sure.
And so I never look at people in any way, shape, or form as picky. People, you like what's your favorite thing to eat?
Oh, goodness gracious. I'll take some chili, I'll take a burger, and I'll take some French fries, or maybe a taco. I'm a simple gal.
Yeah, but
it has to be spicy.
And that's perfect. So if you say cover this space, this space, and this space, and you're happy, that's easy. So sometimes it's just the dialogue, right? Certain people are going to have certain expectations, but you have to manage all of those expectations, and some people, and it's the same with the show, where people come into the restaurant and they're expecting to see me. I'm going to behave exactly how I behave, like on the show, because that's who I am. And sometimes you have to kind of manage what you want people to expect and what you're capable of giving them. So I never look at people as picky. I always say, how can I please them? What my goal is to make them happy. How am I going to get there? And I take every part of it is just a challenge. How do you get there? How do you make them happy?
Let's talk rock and roll. All right. What do you like to listen to? I mean, AXS TV is now playing the Wahlburgers, but we are a rock and roll network, and I want to know what you are into.
All kinds of music, because we grew up in a house, there was always music. And so, I could sit there and listen to music with my dad. My son's into heavy metal. So I got to see Iron Maiden for the first time a few years back when they were in Brooklyn, and I was floored how amazing it was. I can listen to all kinds. Going to a New Kid show is an amazing experience to watch. I just want a good show.
Yeah.
Right. If they put out all of the energy and put on a great show, it's a great experience. And that's why people go and see all of these great bands time and time again. but I cover a lot of bases. So it's
I mean,
hard
I'm
to,
like you. I love a good stage presence, right? Like,
oh,
give
absolutely.
me some cannons, put some
Yep.
fire over here, maybe some confetti, and I'm just like, this is great.
But it's also, there's an energy. It's like, and it's coming into a restaurant is the same way. If you
Mhm.
come into a restaurant and it's kind of flat, then it all takes away from the experience that you're having. You know, you see there are those charismatic performers who get up on stage and doesn't matter what they're singing, they're going to kill it. They're just going
Yeah.
to make it happen. And so having to be able to see that and experience it, that's what I love going to live shows. And I don't get to, obviously I spend more time in the kitchen, but when you go to them, all I want is that energy and that presence. And really, that's what gets me.
When you're cooking, do you listen to music, or are you so fine-tuned and focused that you have to have a silence?
I'm easily distracted.
Mm.
So sometimes I need a little bit of quiet, but every once in a while, but there's always the soundtrack playing in my head.
Those are the
So
voices,
yeah,
Paul.
those voices are there. So, but typically I work in a kitchen that's quiet because like I said, I never want to be distracted from what I'm trying to do, and I'm easily trusted. Ooh, shiny. And
Yeah,
so
exactly.
if I'm sitting there tapping my foot to whatever's playing, I may not be focused on exactly what I'm doing. But again, that's just me. And there's lots of, you go into some kitchens and there's that music and the energy's there, and everybody's flowing. And it's just all preferences. But before service, listen to some music. Maybe after service, listen to music. But while we're open and putting food out, it's all about taking care of the job that's at hand.
For those of you just tuning in, I'm Katie Darrell, and he is Chef Paul from Wahlburgers, which you can watch every Sunday night on AXS TV. The restaurant really stepped up and helped out with first responders recently. Tell me about your decision to help feed people in a time of need, right?
Well,
Crisis.
I'm in the restaurant business,
Mhm.
and restaurants are always there for people. And so being able to give back to anybody who's either that's a real job. Being a first responder is a real job. I get to play with food, is kind of how I look at it. And so for us to be able to reach out and help those people in need, and those people who are out there like on the front line, taking care of real work, we want to do that. And again, restaurants have always been, if there's a fundraiser, they come to the restaurants, and people, we always step up. And so that, to me, it goes hand in hand with what we do. And there are a lot of, and we're not the only ones. There are a lot of great organizations out there that always help and always step up and always try to do the right thing. And we're just happy to be able to support. And that's the way hopefully that's a.
And can I get some chef advice from you? All right. Let's say it's a first time dinner party. You've got a variety. Yeah, exactly. You're going to be the expert here.
Okay.
Let's say it's a couple families are coming over. There's kids, there's adults, a hodgepodge of people. So I can't just ask what does everyone want? It has to make everyone happy. What's the easiest go-to menu items? What should we do at home to try and make sure that we please people a la Chef Paul's style?
You always have to stay within your comfort when you're in that mode. Like, there are certain things you're going to do to make people happy. And when you say, Kathy's coming over, she likes this, my dad's coming over, he likes that, whatever that is. So you try to do that. But if you want to please as many people, make what you do best, and make it with other people's, like, you like spicy. Mm-hmm. But your spice level may be significantly higher than other people's. So you're going to have to tone it back. So it's thinking about others and how they're going to perceive everything. And it kind of takes the fun out of it. But at the same time, that's the easiest thing to do, is stay within your comfort zone and do what you do best. And people will gravitate towards it and love it.
Do you have a favorite condiment?
Right now it's wall sauce. I put it literally. I love it on everything, and I put it. But I like heat, and so I'm a sriracha guy. So you can We put that on a lot of things, but I like that, and I like acid. So putting pickles and pickled items and things like that, because to me, it brightens all the other flavors, and it makes the other flavors stand out better when you put that little bit of acid into a lot of things. But wall sauce, definitely my go-to, because I can put it on everything. I
Chef
think
Paul,
someone
thank
already
you.
says that, so we can't say that.
No, I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for hanging out today. We're really excited to have Wahlburgers as part of the AXS TV family
Well,
every Sunday night.
thank you.
And I'm hungry. I'm hungry. I gotta go.
Well, you know what?
My
You'll have to
tummy's
come
gonna
to-
join in the
You
conversation.
can get Wahlburgers at home. This will be the pitch time. You can buy Wahlburgers at home, bring that to your house. You can get burgers, you can get pickles, you can get ketchup, bacon, all of these great items, or you can come to the restaurant. And we'll
Sounds
feed
like a
you and make you happy.
Thank you so much. Stay safe, okay?
Thank you.
Hey there, thanks for watching AXS TV. Subscribe, follow, like, and do all the good stuff. And make sure you leave a comment below. I don't know, just let us know what your favorite AXS TV show is, or who your favorite bands are, and what artists you're into, or just say hi, man. I'd like to be told hi. We love hearing from you. That's the point, all right? Keep it coming.